Dollarnaire Radio, hosted by Dollarnaire Entertainment's own B-Syde, behind the boards. Like many of my guests, I have people in the room that require no introduction outside of their own. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself. You got it, homie.
You know what it is, man. Certified Major Move himself, DJ Dark Kent, man. Owner of that Loft 9 thing and all that hotness. You know what I'm saying? We are up in here.
Let's get
You know what I'm
it.
saying?
Let's
Just
get
making
it.
it do what it do. Just came for the check-in. Just came back from the West End. Came for the check-in, you know what I'm saying? I was
I
out
feel
west and shaking and moving some things, but I touched down and we made it back in time to make this interview. So, you know what I'm saying? You told me about it right before I left,
Right.
and I was like, I'm gonna make sure I'm back in time. So we here, man. We gonna chop it up. We gonna have some good convo, some good vibes as always. And this time around, though, the people will be able to actually hear it. That's really the
Right.
only difference because we do this often. You know what I'm
We
saying?
do this
We
often.
do
That
this
is
often
true.
in the studio, in the whip, on the way somewhere, or whatever the case may be. But this time around is dope because the people will be able to hear it and experience some of the good energy in the gyms we be dropping.
Facts. And now let's. How's June treating you? June baby, from one June baby to another.
Man, listen, yo, June is amazing. I've been experiencing a lot of new things. My birthday was dope. I spent it mostly in solitude, and last week I went to LA, and that was really where I celebrated. And they know how to party. LA's. I had a good time.
Yeah.
I had a very good time.
I see you pass by Nipsey's memorial again, I believe.
Of course, always, man. I gotta go check the guy Nip, man. When he was out here in New Jersey, I was actually his DJ for say about 3 or 4 performances that he did.
That's nutty.
Yeah, on the East Coast. So that was a beautiful thing to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna style at the time. Um, when I put me on a first flyer with Nip, I wasn't all the way aware of who he is or who he was at the time.
Yeah,
I hadn't downloaded all of his music, but because they put me on the flyer with him, I had to go download his music, and in doing so, I was able to download the guy that he was, and then I had a chance to meet him repeatedly, and you really get to see that larger than life persona. Not just on the screen, but he's really that guy. Like he's always
Yeah,
that guy.
I've
too.
always been told he's very humble, and yeah, I mean, even like the first performance I heard from him was the Black Faces with Childish Gambino's royalty tape.
Okay.
And even then, like for a man who had such like great potential, like I was just like, wow, like you took on a feature with Gambino, and I'd argue he's, I mean, nah, they're both equally the same, but like I'd say like just Nipsey has developed such a presence in that's beyond the hip hop culture.
Definitely,
You feel me?
100%. And I think that was the biggest part of what I was able to download and what he was able to embody, and why we were able to connect so well. Because from me, moving in both the music realm and the business realm, right? I have a very big passion for both aspects and for both sides. And then, so to see the way in which he operates, right, in both the music realm and in both the business realm, or
Right.
the way in which he garners a certain amount of respect from your local street corner to your high end exec, right? He garners that same amount of respect from those guys, and so to see that is not just admirable, but it's gold. It's gold. Like those are goals. Those are what you want to attenuate yourself to be. It's to that kind of individual to be like, yo, I can go anywhere and get this same level of respect from everybody in the room. And so to see him do that and to see him embody that, he was definitely an idol of mine. So his passing, of course, just like most other people, was catastrophic to me. Super catastrophic. So yeah, anytime I'm out west, man, I gotta go. I gotta
Wow.
go get the Nip vibes. I gotta go straight down Slauson. I gotta go, and it's never something that I always feel the need to put up on the gram too much. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, right.
It's really kind of just like for me because um, his legacy really embodied that. Like he really went from trapping outside of the building to buying that building. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
and it's tragic that his life ended there, but it really culminates a full circle of like beginning like the rising of the phoenix almost. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah,
And so I kind of always just go back there to kind of get that momentum of just being like, yo, he's so legendary that even with his passing, his life's still gonna mean so much. So that's why
true.
I attenuate him to that rising of the phoenix to be like, yo, this dude is, he got locked up from doing crime in front of this building. Then he went to buy the building. Then he lost his life in front of this building. And now his legacy continues on, all starting from this one area right here. So yeah, every time I'm there, I gotta go back there and just feel some of that energy and that vibes of just being like, yo, anything's possible.
Right, and I feel like you definitely on your way. And I feel, well, first of all, you've definitely done this before, and we're gonna get into why I'm saying that. Yeah, because you definitely know what you're doing behind the mic.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Right.
That's what we do.
Let's get. I'm curious to know what you're going to tell us, only because I feel like part of your personality and your persona is how much you don't tell the world.
Okay.
You feel me? Like that's just what it is. You feel me? So let's start off because of the fact that you're a world famous meme. You know, where did you get your start in show business, bro? I think that's the biggest question. 'Cause I think before that, you really kept that under the wraps until you were. I feel like the meme forced you to tell people that you formerly in television that deep.
Yeah.
So let's start off in the beginning. So you were born in Brunswick.
Yeah, originally born in Brunswick, born and raised. And there's a place called Crossroads Theater, which is actually still downtown in Brunswick. They're knocking a bunch of stuff down.
Right. Next to the George Street Playhouse.
Mm-hmm, yep. And right there, I was 5 years old. I was running around looking for my cousin. So my aunt at the time was working there. They had like a Halloween party or whatever. So there was like a bring the kids type of situation. Okay. I came along. My cousin was there. And like most older cousins, he was busy tormenting me, right? So
I know that vibe.
Yeah, so he had left me in the theater, like pretty much. So I was running around the theater kind of like looking for him. I guess he was playing hide and go seek or whatever. He was probably just tired of kicking it with me because I was the little cousin.
Right.
And in doing so and running around looking for him, I accidentally burst into a room. I burst into this room. This room is a bunch full of adults, and these adults are at a table, and they got a bunch of papers out. And little do I know that at the time they are looking for a young African American individual for this one particular role. And I happened to at that time that they were like trying to discuss that situation. Mm-hmm. Boom! I walk into the door. I walk in the door, and it was like, all right, well, you're kind of what we were looking for. Like,
come on over.
Yeah, so they tried to talk to me, and I was apprehensive, but still intelligent enough to have a conversation with them. And so they got my information from my aunt, got in touch with my mom, and had her bring me down for an audition. I went down for the audition, got the job. It was a play, and I did the play, and in doing so in the play, a lot of times they, as the actor in the playbill, they'll put your name and then they'll put the agency that represents you. Okay. So next to me it said unrepresented because I didn't have an agency. So at the time there were a ton of agencies that would come through to see the show and they wanted to represent me. And so my mom sat down with a bunch of them and she ended up going with one in particular, Shirley Faison, who's Donald Faison's mom. Okay. So Donald Faison's, he's been in a bunch of stuff, and his mom has been an agent for years. She's represented a lot of people, like a lot of people, a lot of famous people. So, it was cool. That was the situation, and that was kind of how I got my start. And then she was sending me on auditions, and the next thing I know, jobs were coming, and we was flying out and going here and going there, and it was a great life.
So it happened, right? It happened all real fast. Do you remember the day of the Chris Rock shooting? Because that's where the meme is from. Yeah, I'm only gonna get a little bit into it because I know that's like arguably like 5% of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, definitely the Chris Rock shooting was super dope. We were in New York. We did a bunch of scenes at this house. And it was ill because I got to kick it with Chris Rock. Like, it wasn't one of those situations where he's in his trailer, I'm in my trailer, and then we come in and, like, no, we were in the house and we were actually genuinely bonding, building. He actually taught me some things, some acting tricks. Like, it was cool to actually kind of just be around him. Yeah. And he's always on. Like he's always on. So, like, when he comes on set, he's Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He's speaking like, remember when he used to do the Lil Penny?
Yeah.
Like, he's always sounding like Lil Penny. Like, no matter what is going on, he always sounds like there's about to be a punchline at the end of whatever he says, and he speaks he speaks emphatically with that tone that's like he always makes you wait for the next line. So you're kind of always on your toes because you never know if he's gonna say something intelligent or ignorant. That's the thing with him. Is like you kicking it with him, you never know what he's gonna say. So that was a great experience. And ended up being a legendary meme. So I got no complaints, none whatsoever.
No, I mean, you yeah, actually, no, I can't even say. I'm sure you feel some type of way rather than just grateful. I mean, it's another way for you to just kind of stay relevant in the culture.
Yeah.
You're solidifying the culture now.
Yeah, definitely. I've given the culture a lot of good laughs.
Right, right. So since you've been in showbiz, obviously now I can understand why. Like, I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like it's definitely hard to get you starstruck, right?
To a degree now.
To a degree.
I've met so many people and I've had a chance to encounter so many people. And I think oftentimes it depends on the situation and the settings. You know, like if I'm not gonna lie. So here's the thing, Starstruck, I could probably see.
Like Hove or something like that's
nope,
really?
Wouldn't do it. Just so Rihanna, who I've seen in the
ladies,
club.
man. That don't
count.
Yeah,
Rita Ora.
Lisa Bonet.
No.
Badu.
Okay, Erykah Badu. If I meet her, starstruck isn't the word.
No.
Like no, because it is beyond that.
Okay.
Like whatever there is beyond starstruck,
right.
like when you dumbfounded and you just can't speak and you like no, I don't want to meet her because I'm gonna say something stupid. Like I know I'm planning on saying something stupid. Like I know for a fact.
But like in an attempt to make her laugh, or is it like
no? Because I would probably ask to smell her lady parts. Like that. Like can I just want to whiff like. Erykah Badu has something that is to be desired, and I want to know what it is. So
that is true.
I would be trying to find out what Badu's box is like.
Andre 3K would agree.
Yeah. So exactly. I'd be trying to give her 8. She got a son named 7. We gonna have one named 8. You let me get a chance to be near Miss Badu.
Facts.
I'm gonna show you a world of good times.
I'm with it. Yeah. Let's pivot real quick.
Yeah.
So. The start of your career as a DJ, or just music in general, where did your musical intelligence derive from?
Man, ironically enough, right? This is gonna sound crazy, but like ironically enough, it started in church, right? Me as a DJ started in church. So here's the crazy thing, right? I don't go to church now. I'm not a very big, I'm a very big spiritual person. I'm not super religious. So the irony of my DJ career starting in church. And my current business is that my current business used to be a church.
I heard that. That's a thing.
So there's some humor in both aspects. But yeah, I started in church. I was in a youth program within the church, and it was something that they were doing for teens. It was called Jam. Shout out to Michael Penix, man, because he is the man around this town when it comes to youth and the arts and being able to express himself. And he's just a really good guy. All the way around, and he kind of started and ran this program, and I don't think he was being compensated for it. You know what I mean? So it was literally just something that I think he was doing out of the kindness of his heart, and they needed a DJ. They had a DJ, right? They had an older gentleman who was a DJ. He had been DJing for a living, and he was the church DJ. He would provide music for us while we were coming in and doing whatever. Just some cool hip. Up-to-date gospel Christian Kirk Franklin style music, right? Anything that was hot, that was out, he would have it and he would be playing it. And he had some equipment. They had managed to get a budget from the church to wrestle up some cheap equipment, and they had some stuff. And there was a point in time when he was leaving, he was moving, and they literally kind of just asked if anybody would want to take over. And I was like, yeah, me. Like that was like that was a no-brainer because when I was about 14, I fell in love with producing. Like I fell in love with making beats. Like I found a program called Fruity Loops. It was Fruity Loops at the time. Right. There was no number. There was no studio. It was literally Fruity Loops. It was so long ago you could download the trial and then reset the date on your computer to like 80 years ago, and then
just-
you'll have the trial for like a badillion days. Like that's what I used to do in order to keep that
I
going.
should have called it software loops.
Yeah, straight up. I was a 2-bit hacker of software at the time.
You
Just-
have to, especially
yeah.
when you're trying to get this software game up and running, right?
Listen, but we made it do what it do, and I was able to do everything. Now they got it so that way, if you don't have the program, all the like, if you make a beat, you can't save it.
I've seen that.
So
Right,
that's
right.
horrible. I hate that. That's so bad for it should be like you only get a limited amount of saves. Like you know what I'm saying? That's what
I
they
can
should
see
do or
that.
something like that. I don't know, but anyway, I made the world's probably the world's worst beat. Like what I thought to be the
Oh,
worst
who
beat.
hasn't?
It was horrible. But what they say is it only takes one person to believe in you. And I played it for my best friend at the time, who, of course, now knowing is the wrong parameter, right? Because sometimes the best friends are going to be like, yo, everything's hot.
Everything's hot. Yeah, you're right.
But your real best friends are going to tell you when it's whack.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how, I don't know why he found this to be hot. I think it was just a simple fact that I did it. You know what I'm saying? He found it to be dope. And I think I put it on a CD. And he snatched the CD from me and ran to this little. We used to have halls, and in the hallways, right, they would connect to what was called wings. So this one specific wing was like if you was kind of like the bad kids or whatever.
Oh,
He
yeah, like
ran
the
straight to
balloons,
yeah.
right.
He ran straight to the bad kid wing, where they be beating on the
little guy.
garbage can. No, they be drumming on the
Oh.
garbage can and freestyling all day.
Oh,
Right, that's all they do over there. It was like drum on it. So he ran over there and he like, yo, I got a beat. Like it's an instrumental. It was like, yo, y'all can. And I'm like, nah, don't play that joint. Like, come on. He played the beat and like they rapped on the beat the entire day. Like nobody went to class. Like everybody was just out there and I heard this whack beat, which of course at the time I loved. But I heard this whack beat on repeat all day, and I just got to see the joy that it was bringing everybody from them just being able to rap. So that was my first taste of falling in love with music, period.
Okay.
So doing that, trying to just do beats in my bedroom for the longest time, that was all trash. And then fast forward to church and having the opportunity to DJ, I figured I could couple the two. Right, like I figured, like some way, somehow, the DJing would help me with the producing, and that was really the game plan and the goal was to like DJ and get up in these clubs and meet these people and do whatever. That way, I could give them my beats. That was really what the game plan was.
That's smart. I mean, it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
back in the day, DJs were the producers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
So that was okay.
100%. So that was really it, and fell in love with DJing. Because they gave me the equipment. The church said, listen, if you want to be our DJ or whatever, you can take this equipment home, right? And kind of study up on it and get to know it or whatever. I'm a very fast learner when it comes to electronics and stuff like that, and I love music. So when you put your passion into anything, learning is kind of like a byproduct. You know what I'm saying? You're not even really trying to learn, but then you become a master at it just because you love it so much. So that was the situation. But with me, I'm a doer, bro. I'm not the guy that's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just sit home in my bedroom. Nah, I booked a Sweet 16 for that weekend. So it was like, yeah, you
wild,
Yep.
bro.
Yep.
That's all right. I can't even complain. My engineering career was similar. Yeah, you're right. You
Yep.
just kind of just throw yourself in, right?
Yeah, immediately. Was just
Immediately.
like, what? Y'all gonna let me use this? Oh, it's a dub. I went to my godbrother. My godbrother loaned me he gave me two of his huge speakers for helping him move. He was moving. He was like, yo, you need these. You're starting to DJ. Here, take these. He was a DJ. So he was like, these were with me throughout my day. They were just some old Gemini beat up. Like my niece had stuck a tennis ball in, you know how they got the air holes?
Yeah.
So there was a tennis ball stuck in one of the air holes. It was
Nah,
mad
son.
embarrassing running around with these joints, but it was great. It was a gift, and it helped me get my DJ career started, and then it just ran, like it kind of became a thing of its own after that. Like, because the idea for me was still just to get on until I could hand these guys my beats. And then it just started paying the bills and being a monster that it's become to be today. So,
And just like that, we are back. DJ Dark Kent, B-Syde in the building, and you know the vibe. So we had just finished talking about the starts of DJing itself. So I know you also mentioned to me before, off the record, that a lot of your DJing and just a lot of your career was centered around college and was founded on college too, outside of like your beginnings. Let's talk about that real quick. So you went to William Patterson.
Yeah, man. Billy
Okay.
P was where my DJ career was springboarded, right? So it started kind of in high school, but it was springboarded at Willie P. So shouts out to Willie P, man. I wouldn't be who I am without having have gone there and had some of those experiences. I'd probably be the same style of individual, but I wouldn't have had some of the success that I had if it wasn't for Willie P. I was in a blessed position, so I will forever be grateful to them. But the big thing with them was typical college student, broke, man. They're
Right.
having no money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
mom's not really being able to send you stuff all the time. So, and you want to live
Facts.
life in a certain way. So I was a hustler. You know what I mean? I would do things. We used to have meal plans, and with the meal plan, you could go and get like gift cards.
Right.
People didn't know this.
What?
Yeah, you could go because so like here's the thing with the meal plan, if you did it as a all cash meal plan,
Uh huh.
you were able to spend it at the local stores. So like the CVS and the
Wow.
7-Eleven, they would
Okay.
just accept this, you know what I mean, as
Uh-huh.
cash.
Okay.
So if you were smart, you could turn that meal plan money back into cash by buying gift cards. Now, I was the person who abused this so much that of course they ended this. Now you can't do this anymore because of me. But
Wow.
I used to buy and then go buy sneakers with the gift cards and then sell the sneakers. I was a hustler, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so one day I had an opportunity. I went to a club. It was actually a restaurant, and
Like a lounge type area.
it was a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
It was called Wild Bull. It was a hole in the wall. It was literally made to look like a barn. So, right, that's why it's called Wild Bull. So they were just cheap. I think they just got all like old wood and put this thing together and was like, okay, it looks like a barn. Let's just make it look like a barn bar. That was what happened. There was no money invested in the making of this actual building.
Yeah, they took the term looking like the Wild Wild West a little too seriously, huh?
Way too seriously. And but shouts to Wild Bull, man. I was able to walk up in there and speak to the owner, who was a super racist prick, but he was about business.
Okay.
So I could talk that green talk. And what happened was I threw a party.
Okay.
Right, we threw a party one night. It was lit. I was well known on campus. I was always a people person or whatever. So we got the party lit. I made $800. Right, I'm in college. I just made $800. Nowadays it's nothing, but in college, when you don't have no bills, you ain't gotta worry about nothing. Everything else is paid for, or your meal, everything, like, you're good. That's gonna last you, if you're smart. That gonna last you a while.
Oh yeah.
So that one Thursday, I made the 800. I'm like, yo, I don't gotta do no more parties for a while, right? Because that was just a hustle for me. That next week though, I get a phone call from the owner about 9:30. He's like, yo, where are you? And I'm like, dude, we only locked in for one date. He's like, yeah, but you got a line down the block already of people thinking that they was coming back, that this was going to be an every week thing. And I'm like, I don't know how they got that notion. I didn't. He's like, well, get down here because you got money to make. And so that next night I made more money, and then I was like, well, I'm being stupid. Why would I not do this every week if y'all going to continue to come and give me your bread?
Right.
So, and that was, and then it turned into, legendary nights of girls bugging and wilding and great times and, typical living that rock star life. I got adapted into that, and yeah, that was where it happened. That cost me a relationship.
Yeah.
Typical.
It has casualties.
Yeah,
His
typical.
life has casualties.
Yeah.
Did you have the name Dark Kent yet, or like when did that come about?
When I was in college, yeah, that was when I originally, before this, my name was DJ Busy Boy. It was because I was always
Busy
running
Boy.
around. Yeah.
Wow, that actually still fits you. Yeah.
But it's just corny.
I guess
it fits, but it was.
I mean, they got like what Mo B or something like that.
It's
I
cool.
mean, like,
It's cool. To me, it don't.
Right.
It doesn't fit my persona.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Dark
that's true.
Kent is kind of is a name that was given to me because in college, wrestling with friends, trying to figure out who's gonna drive, who's not gonna drive, who's gonna pay for this or whatever. You have your debates with your homies, and you're gonna get into it, and you're gonna tussle, and if I slam you, I win. So in doing so, that was our way of solving some of our debates, and I did so to somebody that was 2 times my size. And so when I did it, I jumped up. I was like, "Man, I'm the Black Superman. I'm Dark Kent."
Can't.
And so it stuck because it was in a room full of the homies, right? And I had just did a suplex, some wrestling move that I seen somewhere on somebody who was bigger than me, and it worked. And so I was feeling myself, and they was of course feeling me. So it was one of those things that was like, yo, that's who you are from now on. Like we're not letting that. You know what I'm saying? Like you are him. And then over the years of just kind of making a way out of no way, it was like, yeah, I really am a Black Superman. Like there has been times where I've seen myself in positions of being like, I've made the impossible happen out of next to nothing. So it that is why I feel like that name really more so embodies me rather than Busy Boy. Like,
okay.
yeah.
When did it spark into you that you wanted to like create like a creative space or like a studio?
Man, I've always wanted to do that. So when I was younger, like I said, producing in high school, I had the ability. Most people don't know this, but there's a song by Little Flip and Leah, Sunshine.
Yeah, I feel like I have heard it. Yeah.
Okay, well, his manager got the credit for the beat, but he shouldn't have. Let's just say that. And I was a producer running around back in the day, kind of just handing out beats and doing some things. And that situation, it 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 really sparked a desire in me to have a studio because I was in these multi-million-dollar studios, right? I was running around in Sony studios and places like that where you're seeing just like I said, multi-million-dollar studios. You're getting to see artists come in and out of different doors. Like I could walk into the wrong door and be in a session with the legend, right? And that's happened to me. And so from being able to be kind of like an intern, not really like a young producer, but they were kind of just pimping me for beats. To just happy to be around, right? That and like I was getting paid to go get people lunch. Like I would walk into a studio room and they'd be like, "Yo, go up the block and get us some Chinese food, and here's $100 bill."
Right.
And the meal would come out to be $40.
And they still be like, keep the change.
Yeah, of course. Well, I changed yours. You know what I'm saying? So there was like situations like that where it was like that was kind of how I was surviving to be able to be up in here every day because I didn't have an official position, but I was selling beats. And so if they weren't buying beats, or you're a high school student, so when they give you 3 bands for some beats and then they say, yo, sign this paperwork that says all the beats that you do here belong to us, and you ain't getting nothing from it, you like, I don't care, it's 3 bands, I'm in high school, like, yeah, I'll sign anything. So
okay.
Yeah, so sign some paperwork that says, oh yeah, you guys own all of my stuff, cool, no problem. But that's the name of the game.
That is the name of the game.
And you hear so many situations and scenarios like that. And I was also able to finesse a scholarship from Sony. I was able to finesse. They gave me a laptop. They gave me like a music program. They hooked me up, but yeah, they raped me for my music. But the interim, the trade off was me being able to be around and to see kind of how studios work and really just to see the energy. Like I just really loved that energy of being like, yo, this is Jadakiss, right? Like this is a superstar celebrity that I listen to. I love this guy. I just watched him walk into. I know he's in that studio room, right? And so now here I am. I walk into this studio room and Leah, who's the girl that was on Lil Flip's record, she's in here. So I walk in and I'm like, yo, I just seen Jadakiss go in the other studio right down the hall. And they like, oh, for real? Bet, we gonna go holler at him. They go, they link, and now there's a record coming out of that. Now they like, yo, what time? All right, yo, let's sit down. Y'all got this joint I should put you on. Just to see the creativity of like, yo, y'all ain't even know y'all was here at the same time. And then because y'all met or bumped up, now there's a cohesive exchange of energy. Like that was always something that I wanted.
Okay.
I always said I wanted that. I always like dreamed of having a studio. Fast forward, DJing, I get invited to go to True Studios, which is in Atlanta. It's not True. I forget the name of it. It slips me now, but it's a Rest in Peace to Bankroll Fresh. It's actually where he was shot at. That studio, which is actually like a compound. So 2 Chainz had it for a while, and they were all It's a bunch of studios up in there, but the Coalition DJs in Atlanta, they invited me out to become part of the Coalition. They invited me to the studio, which was like a warehouse that they had gutted out and turned into multiple rooms. It had like lounge areas and it had like kitchens and mad different studios that you could bounce back and forth to.
Like a spaceship.
Yeah, and they had a basketball court in the back. I was like, yo, this place is amazing. Like, I want one of these. Like, I want one of these. And D Nels and I went down to Atlanta. We saw that. And I came back and some way, somehow found one. Like, found a situation that was doable for me. And next thing I know, the birth of Loft 9 was there. And yeah, now we on to some very major things in the works with that. So,
yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I think you're going. If you haven't already, gonna get tired. But I just want to thank you for that, for bringing me on board.
Oh man, of course, man. It's been a pleasure, bro. I'm happy to have you, man. You've been a joy to have there. You've been working out. You've been. I love your multifaceted platforms and the way in which you are commingling them. I think that is brilliant. You know what I'm saying? Like B-Syde Behind the Boards is on all sides.
You get that, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like that's on all sides. That's a multifaceted title. And I think that you were doing a phenomenal job. So I appreciate you being there probably more than you appreciate you being there. Trust me when I say that, bro. You've helped for me to embody the vision of what it is that we do. You brought new artists. You brought new energy. You brought a symbiotic energy when there was possible beefs and nonsense and BS going on. You've been a linchpin to kind of be, you know what I'm saying, like neutral in all grounds. So trust me, man, you've been one of the more pleasurable engineers that you've never given me any headaches.
No.
Never given me any headaches. Every single other engineer has given me catastrophic like I would need an Advil the size of a hockey puck to solve some of these headaches they've given me.
I feel like I feel like a couple of them you've had with you through the growing pains of Loft, and they deserve that. Like,
no, they definitely do, and we a family at the end of the day. So you know what I'm saying? Like you can't expect to be around people all day, every day, and to not get a headache.
Just be like, yo.
Yeah, to not get a headache every now and again. And you know what I'm saying? There's like the way that the Loft is set up. It ain't no windows when we in there. You know what I'm saying? And we smoking, chilling, vibing. We in there. You don't even know that 9 hours has passed.
No,
like
not
you don't
all
even
the
know.
time.
It's been days. Sayson was in there one day. And I walked out into the main room. And he was just looking outside, and I was like, "Are you okay?" He was like, "Bro, I said, "Are you just happy to see outside?" He was like, "Yeah, I gotta look. Like I've been in this room for 12 hours straight." And you know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate these guys, man. I appreciate all of y'all. But yeah, no, I've definitely still had headaches from every single one except for you.
I appreciate that. That's on wax. That's on the camera and on the airwaves. So let's let y'all know. Let's pivot a little bit more onto the side of just, your current situation. Actually, your current lituation. And I'm going to say that because situation has a negative connotation to it.
Got you.
Real quick, just an image ID. So, as I was saying, going back to your current situation now, what is some of the things that you've been working on that you'd like to share with us? So, how active are you with DJing right now?
So, right now, DJing is taking a back seat. I'm currently only doing what I love. The arenas that I love and the stages that I love. Okay. If it doesn't bring me joy, I'm at a position where I don't have to do it for finances anymore. It feels amazing, right? It feels amazing to literally just be retired and to kind of do what it is that you want. If it don't make me happy, I'm not doing it just because it makes me money. And so I've been practicing that mantra for the past 2-3 years now, and it's been amazing. I'm getting a little impatient. There's a part of me that's itchy that's like, I think I really want to get back in some of these clubs and really shake shit. And then there's a part of me that's like, I don't shake it. Yeah, I don't know if there's a then there's a part of me that goes back and says, I don't want to deal with the headaches and the hassle and the nonsense that some of these promoters have brought into the game. There's a lot of just nonsense and BS that has gotten added to the game that I'm like, if I can avoid that, I'll rather avoid it, and I'd rather just continue to grow myself until I'm in a position where I don't have to be bothered and bombarded with the BS.
Right.
And until then, I'm only taking on stages and venues that I actually want, which I feel is better for everyone, right? It's better for you as a customer if you're coming to the party because I'm not there out of obligation, right? As the DJ, you don't want a DJ that's there out of obligation. You want a DJ that's there because he really wants to be there. You don't want a DJ that's there just because he has to pay bills. You want somebody who's, I look at this like the same thing, you know, if you look at a performer, right? If you look at Chris Brown doing what he does on stage, you can look at that man and say he wants to be there. He's given this show everything that he got, right? Like it's not he's getting paid. The money's a byproduct for him, right? This is really what he wants to do. He wants to perform. He wants for us to feel this way. I want to have that same notion. I might not be on the same level as a Chris Brown, but I want to have that same notion where like, yo, this is what I'm passionate about, and I kind of want that to be embodied by where I'm at. I don't want all the nonsense that kind of just takes away from the passion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like that's you gotta wait until you get to a certain point. Like I definitely see you kind of being like a DJ D Nice, where you just kind of do what you want in like big stages.
Yep.
And you kind of don't want to deal with the little venues no more. You really just want to.
It's not even about the size. It's really just not even about the size. I do love. It's really about the vibe and the way in which they position the DJ. Right, if the DJ is
just the soundtrack per se,
yeah, man. If they've got that regular notion about DJs, that's kind of like, hey, you're an expensive jukebox. You know what I mean? Like you're just somebody who's here to just play some music. Okay. Not really like, yo, you have a job to create a vibe, or you have a job to kind of create an ambiance, or more so an experience. Right? I'm about being able to give people an experience. You know, if I'm gonna do a set, whether it's 1 hour, 2 hours, right? Like I want it to be an experience from beginning to end. I kind of want there to be intro, the high point, you know what I mean, and then the ending, like, and then I'm out of there, right? Like the next DJ should be able to come and kind of do their own thing. Like I don't, right? Like in my perfect head, no DJ should come on without having intro music. You should have, every single DJ should have, if you're in a club, you should have a record, some sort of a soundtrack that announces you being in the club. You doing so gives people that, okay, right. This is the movie. This is my favorite part of the show. This is the guy I came to see. It gives you that feeling, right? And I just feel like there's not enough platforms that are being done to produce that feeling enough. People are kind of just allowing you to come into the venue, and whatever vibe and feeling you get. And as long as you pay your money and you drink your alcohol, whatever the time is that you have, it's that time. But I kind of just want to be in arenas where I'm fortunate enough to really kind of create the narrative. And so that's just really what it is. It doesn't have too much to do with size, though I do love bigger venues. About
the standard.
Yeah, it's all about the standard.
Setting standards.
Shout out to the standard. Man, I should have bought some liquor. That would have been a shot-worthy moment right there.
That would have been a shot-worthy moment. You're right.
Shout out to the standard.
No liquids is allowed on the stool, but I'm sure we'll take a shot sometime soon. You feel me?
Definitely.
So let's talk about, this will be interesting for me, your radio career. Now, I know you used to be on nonfiction. I remember one time we were driving around Newark with Amber. Shout out Amber. She gave me a birthday shout out. I owe you a postcard, and I'm putting that on wax and on video. Just I owe you a postcard, Hobie. Thank you for the birthday
just
shout
got
out.
done talking to her. I got to call her when I get out of here.
Did you? Tell her a postcard's on the way.
Yeah, shout out to Amber.
Shout out to Amber. I remember you was telling me that you had a show that she loved calling in on. Was that like your start of being on radio? Because obviously there's DJs and then there's also obviously radio personalities. I feel like you definitely got a dope blend of both.
Yes. Shout out to Nonfiction Radio. Ray Swag was the first person to really give me my shot to do anything consistent.
Okay.
And so that all happened because a promoter who I was working with had a show on Nonfiction, and they kind of wanted me to just be the DJ. Okay. But I didn't want that position. I was like, yo, if I can't be kind of a personality and the DJ, I don't really want to take it. And so they was like, all right, cool. And so I had never met Ray Swag, but I came up there. We did the show. I was doing the show, and I was doing my due diligence so much because again, when you're passionate about it, right? Anything that you got to learn is just a byproduct. You're not really studying nothing. It just comes
Facts.
to you. And so Ray could see that. Ray attached himself to that, and when the show kind of disbanded because individuals couldn't really get their stuff together, it was like 5 of us that were supposed to be on this show, and there would be days that only 2 of us show up.
Right, like a rock band, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So when so I guess I was the lead. I was the Omarion. I was the
Okay.
B2K. But yeah, when the B2K situation broke up, Ray Swag kind of came to me and was just like, "Yo, I don't kind of want to lose you. Like, I want you to be here on this because you got something that could, really help the station. Let's make this happen."
Okay.
And yeah, man, we D Nels and I came up with the show, The Click at 6, and we are still to this day extremely proud of that show.
Were you nervous with your first show? I was like terrified. Like I don't know, man. I was scared to click the button on.
So I wasn't nervous until we had one of our first guests, and the guest that we had, I wasn't fully aware of who he was. So the show was doing really well, and Ray Swag would come to us with guests, right? We would get the most guests to be on air. They would either they would request to be on our slot because they heard our show and loved it, or he would put them there because he knew that we were kind of just the most
able to handle it.
Yeah, right? Together for that show. And so we were getting guests thrown at us or whatever the case may be, and it was kind of nothing, super special. It was just like, okay, guest, cool, whatever. And then one day he said, yeah, you guys got a guest coming. We're like, all right, cool. He told us who the guest was. I hadn't heard of this individual before, so I was ignorant to it. We get there, and then he's like, oh yeah, right now they're doing a show. Eminem is producing a show. It's on Fuse TV, and they're filming. So they're going to film the interview, and it's going to end up going on TV. So, but I walked into that. Like, I walked in, sat down. He was like, here, take a shot. Congrats. You about to be on Fuse TV. It was like, whoa. Who is this guy I'm interviewing again? Like, what? Right. And then they're like, it's Arsenal. And I'm like,
a rebel.
I never heard of this dude. I don't watch battle rap, man. I'm not a battle rap fan. No, I'm not a battle. This at the time.
You're the least Jersey person.
At the time, I was not a battle rap fan. I'd never heard of the individual. Fast forward, I'm now his DJ. So ironically enough, ironically enough, that happened. But
wow,
yeah,
all right,
yeah, I had no idea who he was when he first walked in the room. So it was just like, and I'm sure I owe him an apology because I'm sure that interview was probably horrible because I had no knowledge of anything. We were just asking him just all random stupid questions probably. So
yeah.
But hey, we made it work, and that was probably the only time that I was actually nervous was because normally when you do an interview, there's a camera guy. Right, just a cameraman, just one guy with a little typical Canon handheld. Yo, when I tell you these guys came down into this basement with the full, like, movie gear, boom mics, and a guy there was a guy just to hold the wires. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was that, it was that type of production crew. I was like, this is not your average typical, this is actually gonna be seen. Like, I look crazy now. I don't have no haircut. Like, it was bad. It was just really bad.
Like about being on radio. Like, if I gotta, if I film myself, it's okay because I'm not behind camera.
Yeah, I didn't have that opportunity. That was the only time I was nervous. Other than that, bro, I love what I do, man. I love this. I love being here, being able to broadcast, and trying to just put as much positivity and good energy out into the world, via stories, via knowledge, via just whatever in any way, shape I can. I can't rap, so
not a tiny bit.
I could rap if I wanted to. I could out rap some of these new rappers that's out here right now if I wanted to. But I don't rap. Let's just put it that way. So this is my way of expressing some art, or you know what I mean. I don't paint. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is how I can. If I want to tell the world something, if I want them to feel some type of way, or if I want to express my, this is how I do it. So
Right.
this is my canvas. So yeah, I've always loved this, man, and I've never been nervous.
So you was on Hot 97. What was that like?
An experience, an experience. I will say that.
I
I'm
can
not gonna
imagine.
lie. That was nerve wracking. Right, the
Right.
first 2 minutes, right, like was super nerve wracking. But I had a good support system with me. I had D Nails with me, right? He was there filming. He was there in the building with me, and I had the experience and I had the confidence from the people who believed in me, right? Like when you see everybody else reposting that flyer of like, yo, congrats, you're on, you're gonna be on, you're gonna be on, you're gonna be on. Everybody's posting that flyer and showing you love. You kind of you get the sense that they've got that much confidence in you, so you better have that much confidence in yourself.
Right. Okay.
And I was on a no sweaty palms mentality. Like we don't get sweaty palms. Sweaty palms, when you get nervous
Nervous.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
Okay.
can't DJ well if your palms are sweaty.
I'd imagine.
So that was
Hmm.
my whole repertoire that I repeated to myself in my head. It was no sweaty palms, man. We don't do sweaty palms. Like you got this is what you do. And then when you're in there, the nerves go away because it's so intimate. Are you by yourself? It's like you back in your bedroom DJing for you again. And when you kind of embody that and just doing what you love, it's a little bit less of a job and a task, and it's a little bit easier to kind of go off course and just be spinning and forget that you got to play commercials or you know what I mean. Like that's where I get
Yeah.
lost into it. So, Hot 97 was an experience. I still remember the smell. Like I literally took it all in. Like I took it. I stopped. I said, "Let me remember this. What the air tastes like. Like I just wanna remember this day because it was goals, right? It's what you've been doing it to get up to there. Like as a DJ, you always want to be on radio, and as a DJ, you want to be on the legendary station, the one that was created first, the one that is the mecca, the one that has the big show, the one that everybody knows, right?
Hmm.
And
That's true.
so to be there and to be attached to that, it was amazing,
Right.
super amazing. But it was an opportunity to see really where the world is going, and I wasn't in love with that. I didn't think that FM was the perfect fit for me. I am a digital guy. I need XM. I need Sirius. I need bigger because I
I
need to
see.
travel. I need to be able to be in touch with things that are going on everywhere. I need to be able to produce my show from different stations. I don't need to be pigeonholed to one area. I need that. I need internet. And when you start looking at what views are doing and where sonically where sound is going, or even just where technology is in vehicles, right? Like, when's the last time you popped a CD in a vehicle? You know what I mean? Like when you got
Right.
an
No
aux
cap.
cord, everybody's. When the last time you listen? I'll just be real with you. You get in my car right now, the stations aren't set. There's no
Really?
station. No, there's no
Well,
station
yeah, I can
set.
imagine. Right. Right. Right.
For what? As soon as I get in my car, my Bluetooth will automatically pick up whatever the last song I was playing on my phone and continue to play it right in my car. So there's no point. Like I never touch the radio. Like it just they sync. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I feel like, and even this is fading, but I feel like the only thing keeping FM radio live is hip hop, and what I mean by that is even if you don't tune in, it's still kind of like a badge of honor to be played on FM. Because
100%.
just Spotify, you can make your own Spotify playlist, you can make your own
Yep.
title playlist. There's something kind of like
Radio is legendary.
right.
Radio is legendary. FM is legendary, and it's always going to be. It's always going to exist. It could because we're always going to need it. Like there's always going to be a need for FM, for AM, for just that type of broadcast in general.
Hmm.
Because God forbid, end of the world. That's how we gonna have to communicate with a lot of stuff. Also, not everybody's on the internet. Not everybody's tuned into. You know what I mean? So a lot of people still download majority of their information through here. But most of where you would see a lot of super huge success in FM right now is not it's just not the route that I wanted to take. It just wasn't for me. FM I don't think FM is going to die. I don't think it's ever going to die, but I do think that the broadcast game in and of itself has been riddled with multiple complications that have been brought on by the internet. And the internet is the way in which you solve those complications.
Facts.
Is
Okay.
everybody's trying to do like iHeartMedia, right? They are the one of the bigger companies that was like, look, let's take the broadcast game digital, right? Let's get you guys apps. Let's do this. Let's do that. And even Hot 97, they tried it for a while. They did the show. Remember they had a show on VH1.
I remember that.
They have their
That's true.
Where is Hot now? I forget the name of their app, but they have an app.
Right, because they did broadcast the Breakfast Club, I think, on VH1 for a while, or they had their own channel or something.
No, they had it was What's Hot, something like that. It was on VH1,
Something
but
like
it was
that,
like
right.
a reality TV show type of situation.
Okay.
It was cool. It was great. It was a phenomenal platform for everybody who was over there at the time and all that. It just again, I don't think that they had a really good grasp on what was to come next. I don't think that they have their pulse on anything that's going to be revolutionary. And I feel like I'm more apt to be somewhere where there's going to be revolutionary change with the people who are working in the more revolutionary industry. FM isn't going to die, but it is a dinosaur. So if you're not looking to revolutionize that, then it's going to stay where it is, and you're going to hit a glass ceiling.
Yeah, I know my days are numbered on FM, and not like numbered like any time like in the immediate foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely know that just like high school or like college, it definitely has its run in a person's life.
Well,
if
here's
you
the
do
thing.
it correctly.
I think most people look at Angie Martinez, right?
Right.
She's you look at her and you're like, glass ceiling where? But that's because she's smart enough. She's got Rock Nation management. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
She's managed by Rock Nation, so she's smart enough to know that she has to diversify outside of just radio. And she has a million. She's got books. She has a book club. She has a million things that she's doing. And other areas in which people broadcast. There are also, so here's really what it is. The idea of broadcast, whether it be FM, internet, XM, the method is always going to be changing. So
Okay.
that's not the issue. It's the powerhouse in which you work for and what they are going to be doing. Because you could land at the right powerhouse like BBC One, where they'll still have an FM, but they have such a phenomenal digital game that, or for example, Power 105.
I heard. Right.
Right? Let's just say Breakfast Club.
Okay.
How many Breakfast Club interviews do you think you've actually sat through? Let's just give me a rough number. Guesstimate. Let's just say 100.
Right.
Okay? 100.
Okay.
Out of those 100, how many of those did you watch on YouTube versus how many of those were you in the car for?
Bingo.
You get what I'm saying?
I see exactly where you're going with this. Right.
So they immediately recognized, hey, listen, we broadcast on the radio, but most people are downloading their media through YouTube. Let's make sure that we hit this benchmark and do it right. Look at this. Here's the crazy thing, right? When Tekashi was up there, right? He was like, "This gonna be y'all most viewed interview. This is going to be our most viewed interview."
Now that I know where that conversation is going, I know exactly why.
His parameter was YouTube. He wasn't saying like, "Hey, your sponsors is gonna call you up and say, hey, I need more time slots," or "Hey, I need nah." He was saying, "This is going to be big on the internet. This is going to be big on the internet." That's what he kept saying. This is going to be huge on the internet. On your internet platform, this is going to make sense. On your, but it's like, yo, we radio. Why should I care about internet? Because it's there. Like, if you're smart, you know what I'm saying? And so when you start to realize that some houses, right, are operating from a we radio, why should I care about internet mentality, you kind of just be like, okay, I don't know how long y'all going to be around. I'm not going to say that y'all days are numbered, but my days are numbered for being here because you guys don't have a good foothold as to where it is that you want to go. Right. And I could have stayed there a little bit longer and kind of milked that situation a little bit more, but I don't like. I grown out of playing the grow from the bottom game to waste time. It would have been a waste of time because I'm at the point now where I'm like I should just do it myself, and that's what's next for me. Is to start creating a media platform of my own.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So, and I'm glad that you said that because it'll bring us into our next segment. Give us 2 seconds. We just have to play a community calendar,
Let's do it.
and we are back. So you said you wanted to make your own media platform. I'm glad that you phased into that for us to pivot our conversation to the next topic. Let's talk about a little bit about the jersey industry. What are your thoughts? Right, especially since you're in the DJing game. I know you really haven't launched your production yet, but I see you always in the production gym every day, and obviously you've done radio. So where do you see it right now, and what are your thoughts on where it's going?
When you say the game, you talking about Jersey, like Jersey artists, Jersey music?
Wherever you want to start. I mean, because like I said, you have such a bird's eye view, like Twin Tower view, to be honest with you. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm sure you have a state of the culture, state of the union type of opinion in terms of where we're at right now. Are you happy with it? Are you upset with it? Or not upset, but
Shouts to Benny Bates. Shouts to 400. And shouts to everybody else whose passion is going to help them overly achieve whatever it is they want to achieve. And shouts to them for being from Jersey. But I don't expect any of them to change the climate for Jersey.
That's smart. I interviewed them both. That was very interesting, right?
Yeah, I don't expect any of them. I don't expect any one man to change the climate for New Jersey. I don't think that the climate in New Jersey musically, I don't know that it needs to change. Because everybody loves to say, Jersey got so much talent. Yes, but Jersey has a lot of BS too.
100%.
I'm a studio owner. So I actually get to hear and witness the amount of talent that comes through versus the amount of BS that comes through. And trust me, it's a lot more BS than it is talent, or at least it's coming through my studio. I'll just put it to you like that.
No, that's true.
There's a ton of the talent, and when I say BS, I'm not saying that these people aren't making good music.
Right.
They're just not moving smart. They're not making good decisions. People are so invested in the easy way, in finding a beat on YouTube and then creating off of that.
Right.
The problem with that is energy is real, and if you don't have some sort of symbiotic connection with the producer, you two are just creating from two different standpoints, which is dope, and sometimes it can lead to a very dope product. But if you really want to give, if you want people to be able to be attached to your music, they need to feel something more than just the music. And they need to feel that energy of the way in which it was created. And so if you don't have that symbiotic, like, wholesomeness, a lot of this music is going to get overlooked and undershadowed. Like it's just not gonna hit its target because people are creating from such a shoot in the dark standpoint. Everybody's creating from just shooting in the dark. They're like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. I just know I want to be lit. I just know I want to be lit. And also the real climate of the game of the hip hop industry period right now is that it's more valuable to go viral than it is to go platinum.
That's a statement. Okay.
And
that's
so,
true.
And so, as for a lot of artists, they'd rather go viral. So they're not as focused on the craft. Because they figure I could focus on that when I get there. But as long as I'm lit, as long as everybody can see me, I could do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, 100% cloud chasing. But I get it. I understand I understand it. Like Lil Pump. Think about that. Think about Lil Pump. Think about
Boom Gang.
Think about let's stick on Pump.
Oh. Okay.
The $1 Million Man. Lil Pump's multimillionaire.
Really?
His deal's worth millions.
Okay.
Let's just say that his deal is worth millions.
Okay.
He's seen $1 million deals. I suffice to say, I would say he's seen over $1 million in both performances and royalty checks and advance from his label. Definitely over a couple million. Name me 5 Lil Pump songs.
Gucci Gang, the one with Kanye West. That doesn't count
Name
because
it.
it's Kanye West.
Nope. Name it.
I Love It.
Okay. And that is a Kanye song. That's a Kanye song.
It's a Kanye song?
That's not a Lil Pump song.
You bugging.
That's a Kanye song.
And we are done. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
all right.
Gucci Gang. You got me there.
Here's the thing. He's the dream now.
That's unfortunate, but okay.
Lil Pump is the dream now. It's like, yo, I can go viral. I can get famous. Tekashi 6ix9ine, who was a meme before he was a rapper.
I wasn't aware.
So there was a meme going around that said, when you defeat all the SoundCloud rappers and you get to the last bad guy, and it was a picture of Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I do remember. Oh, wow! I assumed he was established by then.
Well, no, he was rapping and stuff by then,
Right,
but
but
a lot of
not like-
people came in to know him first as a meme. You see, like, let's just look at it like this: real rap, right? There's most artists that have come up today have come up through other means of social media rather than just the music, right? Like, the last artist who I feel like came off just the music was A Boogie.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody else,
Off
like,
the
even like
strength.
let's look at or maybe did Gunna come out after? I say Gunna and Lil Baby probably came out.
Yeah, because that tape with the song with the top off song was like amazing. Like I came in I did the top off.
Yes.
Right, and then after that I heard the tape. I'm like, okay, Gunna's an artist. All right, bet.
You know, Gunna's he's definitely got it. I think that a lot of his spark was from Kylie Jenner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was
Okay.
bumping one of his songs, and of course, anything that she does gets replay value of a
Right.
badillion.
Right.
So, you know, she's our new. Her and LeBron are the new A&Rs. You know what I'm saying of music.
That's
If
nuts.
they're bumping it, it's gonna be hot soon. If they're bumping it, this individual is gonna
It's on its
blow.
way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, the way it is now, so many people, the baby, right?
Mhm.
Not Lil Baby, but the baby. The
Mhm.
first time we heard about him was the shooting. He shot somebody in Walmart. It was self-defense. He
Right.
killed the guy and got off. So we like, well, who is this rapper dude that's in Walmart killing people? Like, that was what we knew him for at first. Then we heard his music. He's undeniably hot. Like, he can rap, and he's got antics. So he's somebody who was smart enough to make it through. But let's just be real. Had that incident not happened, I don't think that he would have been catapulted to the forefront as fast or as large as he is now. Which would be a shame because his music is amazing. But right now, the way that the game is set up, if you're not coming in with antics or with, you know what I'm saying, a certain amount of stain and clout and sustenance, man, you're not going nowhere, bro. It don't matter. It don't even make no sense. So,
And with that being said, you really don't. So when it comes to the jersey industry and the artists, I mean, you know, I know you mentioned Benny. Benny's come a long way.
Yeah.
Foe's come a long way.
Yeah.
When I interviewed Foe, he had just finished signing a deal in Cali's, and that's what really got my attention. So you're essentially saying do what you can for yourself, represent Jersey outside of Jersey, and that's essentially the best way you can play your part.
100%. You know, if I
like that.
if I could say a 4-letter word, I would say it, right?
Okay.
About New Jersey. And not that I have that sentiment,
Mhm.
but when it comes to you getting your success, you're not responsible for building the ladder or for opening the door or for opening the window for others to come through. That's not your job. Your job is to get there, do your best job of being there, and represent where you came from. Your job is not to bring everyone else with you. And that's where a lot of people have it messed up. That is not your job. That is not your role. It is not your position as the artist. Now, as the artist, can you put someone else in position to do that? Yes. You want to start your own label, and you want to start a management company, you want to start a publishing company, dope. Those should be your goals, right? To help other people understand the game more, to help them navigate through the game more, but you are not the guy that's supposed to be pulling people into the game because you can't pull everybody, and everybody wants to go. So where's your parameter to say, okay, well this can go and then that can't go? Because if you're doing that, right? If I'm the guy, if I'm Fetty Wap and I get on and now I'm sitting there and I've got an artist who is my cousin versus an artist who's actually hot, right. I got to decide between the two. That's not my job. I shouldn't have to do that. I should put somebody else in a position to be able to do that. So I feel like their responsibility is to themselves, and less to New Jersey.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's just take a little promo. So it is 6:48. I've been chopping it up with Dark Camp for a good minute now. I guess let's, just talk about the horizons now, man. Like, where do you see yourself? What, you got anything interesting going on right now that you just, would like to speak on and just promote and stuff? I mean, I know you always back and forth. Like, what are you up to right now?
California Love coming soon.
Okay. California Love coming soon.
Coming soon. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, Betty.
So we gonna be out. Loft 9 is taking its talents to California. Loft 9 is going to Los Angeles.
So should I start packing? Is that
yeah,
the thing?
Well, eventually.
Well, at least not packing, but yeah, that was the wrong way to put it. Start.
You can start packing, brother, because we're gonna need all the help we can get. You know what I'm saying? Loft 9 is still gonna be here. Loft 9's in the transitional phase. We are at a position where we're trying to decide 100%. If we're gonna stay in this actual building or relocate. So that decision to be made pretty soon. Yeah. People don't know that, but I'll give you that exclusive.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's the. If you listen and keep it on the low, but that is the news for right now because I haven't been telling anybody, but I'm here with you, so I'll give you that exclusive because I feel like you biting for something exclusive, so I'll give you that. We listen. 9 times out of 10, we probably gonna end up. I'm at the position where it's time to renegotiate. That's just really what it is. Like that's just all I'm saying. Is like okay, cool, or we gonna stay here or whatever. And in doing business, right? You never think that you're going to leave that building. Never. But in doing good business, it's smart to think about other options. Right. That way, when it's time to renegotiate, you have leverage. Because you're not going back there. If I go back there and they're like, hey, we want $10 million a month, we going somewhere else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not even a... Okay. So it's kind of like, I have to think from that standpoint. I have to... And I had to get here mentally because... If I fall in love with the building and not the business, then I'm doing it wrong. And I had to get my mind set to be like, yo, God forbid they say something that you don't want to hear and then you don't want to be back in this building and now you all heartbroken because you got to move. Like, get over the heartbreak already. Like, get your mindset in the brain of like, hey, I may be moving. Even though you probably not, that way it's easier if you have to.
Yeah, facts. I had a similar talk with my mother. I was just like, yo, like I'm gonna, especially after the gems that Zoe dropped on me. Like I realized that it's just like you gotta expand, whatever that means for you. Like even though he's still in Perth Dan Boy, obviously he does his thing at Quad. So I was just like, I don't know when, I don't know how, and I don't know. Well, I do know why, obviously to expand, but I do know that I'm ready to just branch out. So don't be upset.
Zoe don't know, but Zoe's actually coming out west with me.
Really? Because he's been wanting to come out west. So I think y'all need to have a conversation real soon.
He don't know, but even if he did, I'd beat him over the head, put him in my travel case, and he just wake up in Cali.
He got mad love for you, man. Yeah. I wish I put that on the camera.
That's my guy, man. That's my brother. We've been from Willie P to LA together, man. We went to Willie P together, and then we went to the Grammys together. So that's an amazing.
You went to the Grammys with him?
Yeah. We was at the Grammy party. I went to the Grammy party. I did not go to the show.
That's
with
just
him.
as big. No, that's fine.
I did
if
not.
you make it to the
I
parties,
don't
you
do
get money.
like I said, bro. I'm a concert kind of guy from the other side. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a real sit down and watch it. Grammys is long.
Yeah.
The Grammys is long.
Yeah, no one likes sitting through them. Like I can tell just by like you develop
It's like 8
body
hours or
language.
something crazy. It start mad early and it ends at like midnight. I don't know how it go, but I was like, man, I'm not to call me when y'all done, and like I'll go
And
to
call
the
it a
parties.
day.
Like, cause
Right.
that's really where you want to be at. You know what I'm saying? Is the
Right.
after parties, mixing and
Facts.
mingling with everybody, bro. That was the best part. But just to even see that, just to be there and to see him being acknowledged, you know what I'm saying, for the potential to win a Grammy, is like, bro, I'm here with you. Like I'm here for that. Like we went to really
Crazy.
pee together, bro. Like come on,
Crazy.
man. I remember you walking into my dorm room and
Yeah,
seeing my
so-
keyboards and all that stuff. Like, dude, like, and now I'm here and I'm looking at you about to get this. You know what I'm saying? Like even just be considered for this award. Like, bro, are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Yeah,
That's
nah, he
Full
he,
circle. Come on, man.
Right, you're right. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot, and I'm excited for both of us. And I guess just one last time, you know what I mean? Like, thank you. I remember when I first started radio, I reached out to you to collab, and this was so everything's full circle. I have a feeling
Yeah.
just karmically, I know a new chapter is gonna open up for the show, and just for both of us at Loft. A lot of the people I interviewed when I was at WRSU came. If I saw them involved with Loft, I was like immediately. Crutch, Aunt Versetti hit me while he was in Loft, like, yeah, like I see you got a radio show. Benny, no.
Shout out to Amber City too, man. That's my brother, man.
Yeah,
That's my
entrepreneur of the
guy.
label. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I
man.
mean. So it was just.
That's my guy. He be taking all my money, man. I be doing a lot of shopping with them. Like
You do?
I be running it up
They
with
do.
him, man.
They do fashion right, and I
He
gotta.
got some sneakers coming out. He might. I think he got the code in my bank account or something. Cause like I feel like I paid for him already.
Oh, no,
Like,
his silkies are nice.
Yeah.
His silkies are
listen,
nice.
Me and him got a PayPal relationship that won't quit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my guy. So shouts to him on a major level, yo.
Facts, man. I appreciate everything going forward, man. And yeah, I mean, I know we couldn't do it today, and that's cool because this was a little bit last minute. But hopefully we'll have you come in and spin.
Yeah, we'll make that happen.
I know Rutgers has gotten the can't wave. you know what I mean, a
I've
lot
been here.
already.
I've done it a few times, and it's been dope. But I really kind of wanted to just sit up here and build with you, because like I said, man, we do this often, in the interim of sessions and all that stuff. Like we'll sit down and we'll kick it and chop it up and we'll talk shop. You know what I'm saying? I love that. I love talking shop, and it's like this is what we both love. So it's like this can easily be a phenomenal conversation. We could do this for days. You know what I mean?
We
like,
really could.
Like this could be a 7-day show and like with no commercial breaks. Like straight
Facts.
up. Like you know what I'm saying? We don't
I
stop to
appreciate
eat.
that.
So
Right.
I appreciate you having me, brother. I can't wait to do it again.
All right, Betty, man. So y'all already know what it is. Dollarnaire Radio, hosted by Dollarnaire Entertainment's own B-Syde behind the boards. My guy DJ Dark Camp, my brother, my fam. Y'all know what it is, man. We are out. I will be back to exit out the show.
We're on our way to Loft 9, right?
We will be, yes. That is true. Yeah, we are on our way to Loft 9. That is actually true. I got to chop it up with all y'all. Let's get it.